Yo, wagwan, Tish your boy, Jeton, Legendary. Man, today is one of them days, you know what I'm saying? I get to sit back and record nothing but Warcraft because over on my playthrough channel, if you wish to go check that out, you know what I'm saying? You go, yeah, hit that subscribe button. Listen, I get to just record all Warcraft today because yesterday I went crazy and I powerhouse through that doodoo Mafia 3. Oh my goodness, man. Game was straight and utter boo-boo. Back in the day, I never told y'all this over here, but back in the day, back in 2016 when the game had dropped, everybody and their mama was complaining about how the game is trash and it's glitchy this and glitchy that and it's boring and it's repetitive and it's this and that and that and this and this and that. Me and my homeboy, we was dissing people. We was like, ah man, typical losers crying over games that aren't even actually that bad. And the funny thing is, we said all that and neither one of us ever actually tried to play the game. Fast forward to 2023, I'm playing the game. And, well, I'm not playing anymore, I'm done. But I was playing the game and yeah. One of the worst games I ever played. Now, granted, the story was fairly decent, you know what I'm saying? I can't lie about that. The story was pretty good, you know what I'm saying? It was a man who was betrayed and by who he thought was his friend and his peoples and whatnot. And then some things went down. I ain't gonna spoil it, you know what I'm saying? But some things went down. He felt betrayed, so he did what he had to do. So it was a decently intriguing story. Not as good as Mafia 2 and not as good as Mafia 1 and definitely not as good as Mafia 2. But it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. The graphics were pretty good. I can't lie about that. The graphics were pretty good. But the rigging, everything else, every other aspect of the game was just poop. It's like this is a 2016 title? Because it sure enough don't feel like it. This feel like a freaking, I don't know what title, boy. Not 2016, that's for dang sure. Oh my goodness. Also, what's the name here is in a defense build. Who the frick is healing this man? Hey, yo, who healing? I got the buttons down and I'm still hitting them like a dang fool, man. I ain't paying attention, so it's all good. There's way too many Hori over here, so we're dead as fuck. That's how you start the BG off, running into a big group of freaking Hori. But yeah, he's in regular PvP gear. This man's running a defense build. I want to relearn how to play defensively like I used to. You know what I'm saying? The thing about being brutal and brutal tactics is, skill-wise, you're not 100% there. That's what I'm saying. I was telling people, like, if you do play a power build, I promise you now, you will lose your ability to play. You won't ever be able to play normally again, because now you'll just be fiending for power. And I lost my skills, man. I used to actually be good at this game. I know it's hard to believe for some people. You're just running around with a power build and just button mashing, but nah, trust me. I actually used to be pretty good at this game. Oh shoot, you're gonna die again, cat dog. Everybody died. Stop that. I'm holding it down. Execute. I hit the wrong joint, but we good? I might be able to take this dude out. Oh shoot, my what's the name wasn't ready. I thought it was. I got feared anyway, so that's good actually. That saves me a little bit. I could just crush this warlock as soon as I come out. Holy! Yeah, see, I used to be a defensive player, man. I used to actually be good at the game. So I'm about to put some of my characters back in a normal PvP set, normal gym slots. I'm about to gain my skills back, man. I still got a lot of characters who haven't fully geared up yet, who are on the channel's roster, but yet have not been in a video. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, when you run a full power build and you have access up to upwards of 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 attack power, as y'all have seen in some of my videos, you don't play properly anymore because you don't have to when you have 10,000 AP. You could go in fully button mashing and you'll more than likely never come close to dying. Because you just hit so freaking hard. Especially against real people. I'll be trying to tell people, when you're fighting real people and you're doing power builds, it's way more vicious than when you're fighting these bots. Because these bots don't give a crap about nothing. They just gonna keep fighting. Real people, man, they get to seeing that crazy damage and they're like, yo, how this dude hit me so hard? Then they start panicking. Wait, hold on, no, the flag carrier's coming. Let me not touch that. They be like, no, please don't kill me. Ah, he hitting so dang hard. I mean, I tell y'all, man. The amount of times I done struck fear into the hearts of people in full Brutal Gladiator while wearing far less gear because I got 4,000 AP as a freaking undergeared rogue. Man, you'd be surprised at the amount of people who go into full panic mode when they see somebody who thoroughly undergears them start hitting them with otherworldly levels of damage. Because the very first time I ever tested a power build was on a server called Smolder Forge. And I had a dwarf rogue, and he was subtlety, and I was running a full power build, as much power as I could get. Freaking full AP gems, the best slot gear I could find, which was quite a bit actually. You got too much health up on you, boy. You got too much health up on you, boy. That enraged regeneration. Why my health potion not down here? What? Man, maybe I should stick to power builds. What the fuck was that? Oh shoot, I'm sitting here trying to switch stances while dead. Man, I got 1200 resilience. How the fuck he still hit me that dang hard? See? This is why back in the day, my defensive stance had nothing to do with my gear and everything to do with how I played. His resilience is whack as fuck for real. He had half my health and still killed me by critting the crap out of me. See, that's the thing though, you can't stop. You know, 30% damage reduction is nice, but if somebody really crushing you, that 30% ain't gonna mean much. Reduces the chance to be critically hit, reduces the effect of mana drains and the damage of critical strikes by 30%. And 27.47 additional damage reduction against all players done. Yet he still fucking smited me. But then again, with all that dang gear he was wearing, that would happen. Yeah, I'm about to switch, man. Well, I'll probably never retire the power build. I need to go back to thinking tactically while running the power build. That would be the most disgusting combination any dang way. Now that I think about it, I hit that joint and it did nothing. What the fuck? That bullcrap off me, man. This warlock gonna die. Get that off me. They just fuck too many people. I'm about to go back. I'm about to set this dude up in a power build. I don't know. I think I'm just too used to that damage now. I've ruined it for myself. But yeah, that shoot. What was I originally talking about before I got distracted by my own gear? Mafia. Yeah. People were right. I had to give a formal apology. That game's so doodle, people ain't even watching those videos. I'm about to end that joint early and release the final episode early just so I can move on to the next game. And nobody even want to see it, so I'm like, shoot, why am I even still uploading it? No point. Also, I just realized he's running a haste build for some reason. A haste build as a Fury Warrior is not like the most practical thing you could ever do. Ow! Like, he got mad haste gems, which is pretty freaking terrible as a Fury Warrior and quite useless, considering you'll just get flurry anyways and get better haste. 30% actually melee speed increase, which is far better than these dang little gems is doing. That's a mess up on my part, I ain't even gonna lie. Next time we do a video on him, he will be rocking a full set of PvE power build, Fury Warrior, freaking 7,000 AP build. But this dude lagging. Look about my face. Hey, hold on. Slow down. You're moving too fast. We gotta protect the flag carrier. Oh, what the fuck? Who's still in here? Oh, they stopped getting stuck. I guess not. The damage would be way crazier if we was running a power build. What I need to do is, I need to get good again while running power builds. I'll be untouchable. Shoot, it's kind of what I did on Warming. That was beautiful. I mean, shoot, think about it, man. Your boy went months without fighting a real person. Came back to the server 7-2, just bang, 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 bang. You know what I'm saying? Slamming down on folks, man. That crap was beautiful. That was so much fun. Like, dang, I didn't think I was going. And I didn't know I still had the skills to drop off warlocks like I used to. Every warlock I fought got banished, man. That crap was crazy, son. Look, you know what else server I ain't been on in a minute? Extension. I need to get on there and just mess around. And my plan for Extension, honestly, was to get absolutely ridiculous. Or not absolutely ridiculous, but good enough gear to where I could run raids. I wanted to start uploading raids from Extension. Doing Kairazan and crap. That would have been fun as fuck, but kind of fell through because the amount of farming I had to do, and I was getting absolutely nothing. I mean, running heroic after heroic after heroic after heroic and never seen a piece of gear. I'm like, one of these days, you know what I'm saying? One of these days I'll be able to get something, anything. And it never happened. So then I leveled up Deja, turned her into a holy build, which I was then going to remove soon to give to Riley, which is my actual priest. Deja's a shaman, for those who don't know. If you're new and you might be watching, Deja is my eldest shaman, and Riley is my oldest priest. So Raimundo, she had her build built. She was the Berserk build, where I would be slamming and doing dumb damage off crazy AoE. Then Deja leveled her up. Then I was going to switch her to a Thunder build so she could look like a proper shaman. Problem is, I'd be doing all this farming and just never see a piece of gear. I'm like, wow, this is I'm wasting a lot of time. when I was running dungeons after dungeons, y'all, I really mean I was running dungeon after dungeon and receiving nothing. About to get freaking jumped. Killed the hunter, but he ain't killing that dang warrior. Where's our flag carrier? I'm trying to protect him. What the fuck? At him? Who was that? Somebody was running from somewhere. He at the top. But yeah, I was just getting absolutely no gear. I'm like, alright, I'm not really sure what to do about this. The plan was to film some raids, but if I can't get the gear, then I'll never actually be able to make that happen. In which, yeah, I couldn't get the gear. I mean, raid after raid, y'all. I mean, dungeon after dungeon, just seeing nothing. And the one time I did finally see a piece was in a low-level dungeon. And I couldn't even use it. I'm like, dang, imagine if we was in heroic right now. That'd be an extremely useful piece of gear right there. This fool dropped the flag! Oh my goodness. Oh no, he still has it. Wait, what? I'm about to die. Where's the backup? God dog it. I'm like, alrighty, well that stinks. Because I really did want to do some raids on Extension. I wanted to know how fast these bosses would die with how crazy of builds you could create. Shoot, the builds I had alone were absolutely broken. My dang slam build, I got the idea from somebody else, but I changed it up a little bit because I didn't like the way he did his, just sitting there waiting for his character to swing. So instead I went with the slam, because slam counts, and you can use slam and it'll never actually make your character engage in combat. So it was perfect. I'm like, shoot, I could use spam for the background for good DPS. It'll take a little bit of my rage off, but that's perfectly fine. I could use slam. That'll allow me to do some proper DPS in between, and then it'll build the stacks, and then boom, she does the freaking ultra slam thing, and blow. There we go. We got dumb DPS, dumb damage. Right, and then Deja's holy build was freaking ridiculous. I mean, we hitting 10Ks on smites. I just couldn't get no gear. I mean, I'm doing dungeon after dungeon, y'all. Like remember them dungeons I was uploading? Those would be in between sessions of dungeons. And I would record one of them. After, there's like 5 or 6 you didn't see. And I'm doing a bunch more after I edit the video. and render it, because you know I don't like being on games and rendering at the same time. I don't like to unnecessarily stress my computer out. You know what I'm saying? Times is rough out here, and you ain't just gonna be getting computer pieces like that. I mean, unless you got money, of course. I ain't got money like that, so I can't just be having my crap run 24/7 heat in maximum heat. So, and I live in the dang desert, so it get hot out here. So you know, yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm running like 80 dungeons a day. I'm getting no freaking gear. I checked the auction house. Everything is PvP gear, and for those who don't know, an extension, PvP gear penalizes you in raids. So you get less damage, the PvE and PvP power on that server. So instead of resilience, well, I mean, there is resilience, but instead you get PvE power and PvP power. Too much PvP power in a dungeon gives you reduced damage on anything heroic and above, I think. I'm like, well, I can't just buy a bunch of PvP gear like some people would do back in the day, which I hated so much. It's like, get the fuck out of the PvP battle. Alright, you sitting here purposely playing like a turd, you costing us the battle, and then they would always, it's just a regular BG. I'm like, that is no proper excuse for you being stinky. Get the fuck out of the PvP battle and go do what you're supposed to do as a raider to get some gear. I used to hate that crap, I ain't gonna lie, because then you would get people on your team doing absolutely nothing. Just sitting around doing nothing. It's like, stop wasting people's time. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? I freaking hated that a lot back in the day. So you get the PvE power, the PvP power, so you can't use PvP gear in raids because it stinks. You don't get what you need. And it's like, dang, dude, I'm running dungeon after dungeon after dungeon. I forgot I was here. Dungeon after dungeon and getting no gear. So unfortunately, that kind of fell through. I really wanted to do some, because I know I always say that I'm not big on raiding, but that doesn't mean raiding ain't fun. I've raided quite a bit. I'm not like a top tier raider, but I've done quite a bit, a fair amount of raiding back in Wrath of Lich King, a lot of raiding in Cataclysm, a decent amount of raiding in MOP, not very much in Warlords of Draenor. What was next? Legion. I did a fair amount of raiding in Legion. A fair amount of rating in, what the heck is it called? Shoot, actually, some of y'all might remember, some of my older subscribers, back when I used to upload the raid wings of Legion raids. So, your boy done did a fair amount of raiding, but I just, for the life of me, I could not get any gear to drop out of them heroics. Maybe I'll try again someday, but it sucked though, because I really did want to do some raiding content on Ascension, since the PvP content for me kind of died on that server, because I don't know what they did, but they changed something. It got terrible. I don't know if some of y'all might remember when I uploaded a couple of PvP battles back in back when the Ascension was in vanilla mode. I had that battle, that PvP video that was I think it was called Failwood something turns into a PvP battle, and that crap was fun, man. PvP on that server was fun, but they changed something, and ugh. The last time I did a PvP battle on Ascension, I was fighting this mage looking person. They were kind of like a mage. I don't know what the heck you would call them, you know, custom specs. But they were kind of something like a mage, and I'm crowd controlling the crap out of this dude. He can't do nothing for real. He would try to cast something, boom, kick him. He would try to cast something, boom, stun him. He would try to do something else, boom, daze him. I was doing, man, I had this dude on a lot. But his health was going absolutely nowhere. And he just turned around, he finally got the chance to do something and practically two-shot me. I'm like, alright, yeah, I see what people are talking about. We're not doing that ever again. Because if there's one thing I hate is, on Warcraft especially, is when the PvP is so busted that all you gotta do is spam a couple of buttons and boom, somebody's dead. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yo, you got some nerve interrupting my intro, dude. The dude. Oh, shoot, you lucky. The dude. But yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work. I'm like, okay, PvP is not gonna work. So what if I try getting into some raiding? Which I really wanted to do, but couldn't get the gear to save my life. I mean, heroic after heroic after heroic, to the point that I was making more gold than even necessary. Although honestly, I might go back there someday, because there was one video I always wanted to do, and that is leveling a character in hardcore mode with Nightmare on and Iron Man mode. I wanted to do all 3 of those at once, so you never know, it might happen someday. It's funny too, because I was in the process of recording that video. I got a character to level 47, I think, and I made one fatal mistake that cost that character her life. That video never dropped. But next time, if I do fail, I'm gonna keep up with it. Other than that, though, it's been your boy, Legendary. If you enjoyed this video, that's good. If you didn't enjoy this video, that's good. Either way, you watched it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, all that other good stuff you do be making the same. And join the Legendary clan, support the channel. Become legendary. I'm out.